Players may be found in critical condition after playing this.
This is how it is, this is how it has to be. No matter what they say, you know I'ma keep it street. I'ma do it on my own. Even when me struggling, I'ma do it on my own. I'm grinding and hustling. Been chasing this paper, been out in these streets, and I be thugging for eternity. You know I'ma do it on my own. I'ma do it on my own. On my own. Want something done, better do it yourself. Cause won't nobody do it quite like you. I play the wheel with this hand I deal. I make some deal with this high IQ. I see from the sky view, high to I do eagle. I you, my you, I got means to find you. Now you sneak up from behind you like, watch out, look at your road. 7-Eleven and I'm serving them niggas. A one man army from bosses and how many ahead of the curve. And I'm burying niggas. Rope just call them scurrying niggas. Scary ass niggas be bury them niggas. They hurrying, trying to come back to a nigga. I'm worrying, I'ma just pray for them niggas. Hey, cause God bless the child that got his own and be in his zone. I never worry about what the next nigga doing. I'm true to it, glued to the bone. Grown man sweater, little nigga catch up. Money got swag, but money you won't match up. Try to get at me and get right back at you. Better call help, cause you gon' need backup. Bag it, little nigga suffering from like a uptake was my boy. Y'all my prize fighter. Maggots shouldn't have tried to act up. Get kinda hit us through that wire. Rider, my desire on fire. Still plug out, my grind is required. Free my mind, I'm trying to reach higher. Little lazy bone, bring you this higher. This is how it has to be. No matter what they say, you know I'ma keep it street. I'ma do it on my own. Even when you struggling, I'ma do it on my own. I'm grinding and hustling. Been chasing this paper, been out in these streets, and I be thugging for eternity. You know I'ma do it on my own. I'ma do it on my own. On my own. Never been a task that lazy can't handle. Smash for the cash, I lead by example. Blast from the past, jumped in, my time canceled. Came to the future, now I'm the new asshole. They lie, what you do that for? Turn crook and cop the new castle. In my book, they got what they asked for. I collect the dough when I pass go. Hey, they ain't never met a nigga that can get up on the grind and I hustle to the break of dawn. Make a nigga wonder what the fuck a nigga take me for. Time me money, what the fuck a nigga waiting on? Get gone, get my motherfucker paper wrong. I sit up high in my Bentley. I holler at a motherfucker later on. No time for vibe, I'm too busy. I'm on the race with this clock and every single day you got to be poppin'. Rip Eazy-E, I represent Compton. Worldwide stomping, neighborhood mobbing. I'm just too major for problems. Call me solution, I solve them. I'm magical, so who calls it? Plus I make the rules, so we all win. Hold on, I answer my calling. On the road to bring back to life. Real soldiers, they give it and they fall in. No wrong, you got to go ride. This game was made for real ballin'. I make the place to earn stripes. Raise up your fists if you all in. These are the days. This is how it is, this is how it has to be. No matter what they say, you know I'ma keep it street. I'ma do it on my own. Even when you struggling, I'ma do it on my own. I'm grinding and hustling. Been chasing this paper, been out in these streets, and I be thugging for eternity. You know I'ma do it on my own. I'ma do it on my own. On my own.
Good afternoon, Anti-Sheeple Pleaser family. This is M, the Anti-Sheeple Pleaser. I have a very explosive report from you guys, and I would like to shout out the David Zubrit channel, or David Zubik. I apologize. I would like to shout out his channel for basically exposing some information that no one else is reporting, especially not on YouTube. Now, I don't believe the government has been shut down because of a war. I think that that was a front, okay, for what's really going on. Now, what I have been able to find out due to someone sending me, and shout out to my subscriber for sending this out. They did not give me permission to give her name, so I'm not going to do that. But I was able to find out certain information due to David Zubik channel. If you have not subscribed to this gentleman, please go ahead and do so. He's very, very powerful in the information that he presents. George H.W. Bush, we know, recently passed away, but he did not die of natural causes. According to my reports, or the reports that I received, allegedly George Bush was assassinated. He was executed by the military. All right, let me just read the report that I have, and then I'll go into the information that I got from David Zubik's channel. Okay, now this particular article, I will leave it in the description box as I do everything else. Please understand, I have gotten this information from the deep web. After I had gotten the information, or I had read the video on David Zubik's channel, after I had listened to that video, I went to the dark web in order to back up what exactly he was saying, and I was able to back that up. Okay, so this is not alleged. This is truth on the majority of the things that are being stated. Now, George H.W. Bush executed by military tribunal. This is from Gumshoe News, which can only be found, to my knowledge, on the deep web. That's why sometimes some of the articles that I put out that I find on the deep web, you guys might have issues opening it up. Okay, you might have to download a Tor browser in order to get this information like I do. So we heard the reports that Senator John McCain was executed by order of a military tribunal. On October 9th of 2018, G5 wrote, McCain was questioned by the military. He lived up to his code name of Songbird, but had nothing to offer beyond what was already known. He was subsequently executed, the Espionage Act, military tribunal, by lethal injection, well hidden by the issue of age and illness and chemotherapy. G5 has called me an hour ago, okay? Now please keep in mind I am reading from an article, informing me that George H.W. Bush was also executed by military tribunal. His CIA code name was Timberwolf, derived from mongrel dog, and also called Poppy for saving the poppy fields in Afghanistan. I asked about his source. He indicated that it was direct from the original. He is going to write it up in more detail soon, but this is what he told me on the phone. George H.W. Bush was indicted and charged on August 10th of 2018 on money laundering, conspiracy to violate the Logan Act, human trafficking, and racketeering under the RICO Act. He pleaded guilty. The backup charges were his involvement in the assassination of JFK and Project Hammer, also known as 9/11. The 9/11 charge involved the estimated 240 billion covert government securities that were to mature on the 12th of September of 2001. President Trump signed the executive order allegedly saying, God may have mercy on him, we will not. There was a plea bargain where the former president wanted to maintain his dignity and legacy. Trump withheld the release of the full JFK files, naming GHWB, implicating the CIA and James Angleton. Dov Zakheem orchestrated 9/11. Bush was executed by chemical means in hospital on November the 30th of 2018 based on his guilty plea. Both McCain and the former president were not to be buried at Arlington. He was buried on December the 5th. G5 mentioned that Senator Lindsey Graham, who used to be aligned with Senator McCain, was also indicated earlier but pardoned. He changed to support Trump. What was significant is that during the confirmation hearings of Brett Kavanaugh, he questioned Kavanaugh about military tribunals. Kavanaugh answered that they are constitutionally valid. There are reports leaking that Bush Sr. committed suicide over the possible release of JFK files, but G5 says this is incorrect. There was much more to our conversation with regard to Guantanamo Bay being vacant and being repurposed, that Walmart prisons built by Obama have been taken over, that Seth Rich was about to leak information about pedophiles, and that the DHS will report on voter fraud on December the 21st of 2018. G5 said many other people are going to face justice, but only one will have a public trial. John Brennan, the anti-Trump American intelligence official who served as the director of the CIA from March 2013 to January of 2017, he will have a public trial, and if convicted, he will be hanged. Well, that's the conversation. Now, there's also been an update as of December 9th of 2018 by G5. I heard that some find it difficult to believe that McCain and GHWB were executed. As I told D, the audience is specifically for deep state. Others don't understand it. They will suggest, what is the point of killing a dying person? The point is, they cannot escape by retiring, resigning, or living out. What they have done remains, and their families are also demonized. The audience is specifically for deep state. The swift military tribunal and immediate execution avoids the billions and endless criminal court circuses. No, it is not justice or denial of rights. If they did not do what is put down and can explain, fine. They don't need lawyers to craft responses or find blockages to process. None of this is borderline. Military act on overwhelming real evidence. They are not a criminal jurisdiction. Deep State became terrified after they were made aware of McCain, now GHWB, and others. Tony Podesta was executed not for pedophilia, but for being involved in supplying and aiding enemy combatants. Good old stupid puppets, GWB and Obama, who you black folk love so goddamn much and be jumping down my throat over, and Obama provided the tools now used by Trump. Public servants offering different views to official reports are fired. There was one this week. I can't remember the details of the event. Whistleblowers are criminalized or commit suicide. Many flipped on their cohorts, including the Obama pardon HRC. Military will find other activities outside the pardon or could, interestingly, deny the pardon. SCOTUS will uphold that decision if asked. After all, Obama was not constitutionally president at the time of, say, a vacancy of the position, and former vice president is a pedophile. But more importantly, has aided enemy combatants with Kerry and their sons. I am writing this up including the attempted murder of Melania in Scotland recently, and who were taken out as a consequence. Trump has now agreed to the release of rendition terms or teams. It is a process. They are acting now. I am aware. Brennan, CIA director, saying Trump as president should be removed by force, gets him hung. No discount, no misunderstanding, no sorry. One simple question. McCain delivering arms and funds to ISIS, Al-Qaeda, etc. in Syria were declared enemy combatants of the U.S. at war from 3 days after 9/11. Had him dead. No discounts, nothing to say. Logan, Hatch, Rico, Patriot, FISA, etc. are only decorations. GHWB was indicted, and Trump held the correct file on JFK. The plea deal of Cole Timberwolf, the mongrel dog, was that he died with his dignity and legacy, that he was honored. I plan on destroying that goddamn legacy. 2019 will be an interesting year. The 30% of government occupied by deep state is shrinking. The century plus of what occurred, about which I am writing with new material, is interesting. Okay? Now that right there was an article from Gumshoe News, and I will have the article in the description box. Those of you that do not have the deep web, please download a Tor browser, because unfortunately, anytime I put up a link to an article that I got from the deep web, people have trouble opening it. I'm not going to go any further. I'm just going to leave the link. How you open it, that's up to you. Okay? Now, I'm going to read a report from David Zubik's channel. Okay? I don't have any description box in here as far as, excuse me, I'm not going to show any clips from the channel. I don't do that. But what I will do is I will leave the link of the video that I got this particular information from, that I am now about to read, so that you guys can go and read it for yourself or listen to it for yourself in order to get more detail. Now it states, all military were called to a meeting, okay, from all levels of the government in November 28th in Columbia, South Carolina. Okay? Now it also states that Bush was indicted on September 10th for violating the RICO Act, human trafficking, and took a plea deal in order to save his dignity. In other words, they made it seem as if he died by natural causes in order to save his dignity from telling people exactly what it was that he had done wrong. Okay? Now, John McCain was allegedly also executed for treason on 8/25. McCain organization that he had was allegedly used to launder money for child trafficking in collusion with the Obama and Clinton administration. I don't like Obama. I don't like Obama. I never did. Y'all love and y'all praise this man because he was black. No other reason that you have. He's black. Stay on code, M. Well, he's involved with child trafficking allegedly. So stay on code with what? You agree with him? Trafficking children? That's okay with you because he's black? Y'all your goddamn emotions and look at the truth. Okay? Now it also states that Senator Lindsey Graham was once a hardcore supporter of McCain, and he actually switched his support to Trump after finding out what was going on, and he actually brought up the military tribunals of what may or may not occur. Now apparently these people are being held at Gitmo, okay, and Gitmo was supposed to be apparently for foreigners who committed crimes against the government, but they've done a whole overhaul of Gitmo. And apparently now it looks like a Club Med type situation. Now, it's stated that Trump will release the FISA documents if the Democrats try to impeach him. Now, there are only 2 countries that have a problem with him releasing these FISA documents because they state that it might implicate their government levels, okay, of being involved in child trafficking. And those 2 countries are the UK and Australia. They are against the release. And also, apparently, the Bush and Clinton dynasty will be exposed if he exposes these documents. All right. Now, you have heard it here for the second time. David Zubik was actually the one to put this on blast. I am the second one. I have seen no one else talk about this on YouTube. I believe that is why the government has been shut down. Okay. I believe it has been shut down because apparently they're supposed to start these military tribunals as of January the 1st, okay? And I believe that is the real reason why the government has been shut down in order to get these things on and popping, so to speak, okay? So those of you that hate Trump so much, now I question these celebrities that are hating Trump so much. There is no way that they are in the upper echelons and are not aware of what is going on. So that means to me that they are supporting this child trafficking. They are supporting this money laundering by going against Trump, because honestly, I have never seen a president in history allow a Rothschild to be indicted. Since President Trump has been in office, a Rothschild, for the first time in history, has been indicted for child sex trafficking. And I guarantee you one thing else. If YouTube demonetizes this video, they are also involved. And that is my goddamn word for today. Stay on code with that shit. Holla at me.
Shalom, my Hebrew Nation. I want to thank you for listening to the video, and as always, I urge you to share it on all your social media platforms with all Hebrews. You can also visit our website at www.thiro.org to learn more about our mission and to donate towards the fulfillment of God's agenda. What is the agenda? Your donations will in part help the channel grow by supporting the business operations, but mainly and most importantly, funds will help us go before the United Nations to collect our reparations. Again, my name is Daria, and I am the servant of the Lord that the scriptures speak of in Isaiah 49. For I know that I have not come to convince you, but rather to fulfill a mission I was born to do. I walk in the office of a prophet and have been spiritually anointed by the Most High Yah. For Esau's reign is over, and the reign of Jacob has begun. Like many of the biblical prophets before me, such as Moses, they were given armor bearers, as referenced in Scripture, Micah 6:4. Moses' armor bearers came in the form of his sister Miriam and his brother Aaron. I have been most honored that God has sent my Miriam and Aaron in the form of my beautiful and God-fearing wife, Aisha, who's also a prophetess. In closing, the time has come to begin the process of divorcing ourselves from this country and preparing our mind, heart, and souls to flee Babylon. We cannot go anywhere without money or land. The Lord is going to use me to to drive out the Gentile northern horde currently squatting on our land by speaking judgments and plagues. Daughter Babylon and the European nations will be plundered, and we will collect our reparations and return home. To my Arcturian Council light workers scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, assigned to assist and guide me in the completion of this mission, I say to you, I'm here. I'm ready. Let's do this. Shalom.